as an instruction. You're saying, this is what I want you to do. Because if you say something that's not true, or you say something in the future, you might say, I'm getting slimmer in the future. I'm going to be slim, I'm going to be slim. Now when you say I'm going to be slim, I'm going to be slim, what do you think the subconscious is saying then? That's great, but now it's party time. It's not actually dictating changes to your behaviour because you're not in the present text. So you've actually got to say affirmations that actually are true today. Affirmations, when said, we say that you have to use them 28 to 30 days in a row because psychology has shown that if you do that, you create a solid neural network in the brain that allows it to become a habit. So the first few days it's going to be hard to do. And what I suggest, if you're going to use affirmations, and it's very important if you're really wanting to use all these tools to power your life ahead, is what you do is you write it down, you might even plastic coat it, and you put it somewhere where you may be seeing it to remind yourself to do it. Some people put it in the shower. So in the shower they're saying their affirmations. Some people put it next to their bed so they remind themselves to say it as they're going to sleep. Some people put it in their car. Anywhere, maybe in your wallet, so as you turn it up you actually see it, reminds you to say it. But if you're going to say it, you have to be saying it every day because remember, the first time you say it, a neural network is going to be formed. The next time you say it, it's going to get stronger. Next time you say it, it's going to get stronger. And when that becomes the dominant way of firing, it becomes the dominant way of thinking. So if you've got counter self-talk that's negative, if I'm starting to put affirmations and this one gets higher than this one, the highest one wins. So the most dominant one wins. And therefore this one will start turning off. Affirmations are a great idea because it's your way that you can start programming the brain of what you want to think about. And that's affirmations, another tool for you. But I'm going to talk about this thing called anchoring because anchoring can cause us many challenges. Anchoring is actually a connection between one or more of your senses. So we've got visual, we've got auditory, you can see there, kinesthetic, which is our feelings, olfactory, which is our nose, and gastroentery, which is around the stomach and the taste. It's our taste senses. Now, who's ever had an experience where you go in somewhere, you smell something and it reminds yourself of your mother's cooking? Who's had that experience? We all have, haven't we? So what happened there is the olfactory sensor, the nose, sent something that triggered a neural network that connected to a memory of something in the past. But you can have these anchors on many different things. For example, who's actually had the experience of a bad partner in their past? Anyone had that? A really bad experience? Yeah. Whoever's got their hands down are not going to put up their hands no matter what questions I ask. Is that true? Right, because we probably all have had a bad partner. But who's had the experience that you see your ex-partner's best friend and all the feelings of your partner comes up, even though it's not her or him, it's actually their best friend. Who knows what I'm talking about? Yeah, you actually, all these emotions come up and you go, what's happening there? It's not even them. But what you've done, you've visually connected to them and that's fired the neural networks that's connecting to that bad experience. So anchoring is actually quite interesting because let me show you in therapy where it can go wrong. See, I might have gone to work and had a really, really bad day. So what happens? I get home, I'm really grumpy. I open the door and my lovely wife says, darling, welcome home. And I go, oh, I've had a bad day. And she goes, well, don't take it out on me. And now I've actually caused a bit of a rough at home, as they call it. So what happens? I then go to work, we go to bed, and I haven't resolved that, and I'm upset with her, now I'm upset with work. Next day I go to work, have a really bad day, come home, now I've got to deal with the friggin' wife, get home, she's not so loving as she was before, she goes, oh, you're home again, and now we're actually starting to connect visually. I'm taking a bad experience there and I'm anchoring it on her. Right? Visually, I'm putting this bad experience onto her. So then what happens, I go to the work the next day, and you know the actual problem? It's gone. So I'm thinking, oh, actually work's not a bad place. Actually, quite like work. But you know what? I've got to go home now and deal with the wife. So now I go home and we've got a problem at home. And then the marriage starts going bad and things go wrong and people come along and say, what went wrong with the marriage? I thought you were really good. And you go, I don't know, it just kind of doesn't work for us anymore. Do you understand how these things can actually impact your life? So we've got to be very careful how we think and what we actually connect in and allow into our neurology. But here's the beautiful thing. Have you ever noticed Tiger Woods, who's in Australia right now, or any other sports star, when they have a perfect shot or something goes well for them, they do something, they might go, yes! Or they'll do something, woo! Like something that they'll keep repeating. Have you ever noticed that? They do the same thing, they'll go, yeah! And did you notice Tiger Woods, when he didn't have such a good game, what did he do then? Yes, he threw his golf club. That's not like him, is it? That sounded a bit odd. So, imagine this. If I can connect emotion, remember? Whatever I give emotion to, I give power. Imagine I'm a basketball player and I miss and I go, bugger! What do you think that's done to my neurology? Do I feel really good anymore? Or do you reckon the neurochemicals that are coming up are actually the negative neurochemicals? What do you reckon? They're negative. So that's actually going to put out for my game, isn't it? And then I'm going to miss again, and then the other people are going to go, oh, get your act together, and then that's going to rev me up even more. So the best team players, what they do, if someone misses, they'll go and slap them on the back and go, that's okay, do better next time. They actually do not allow any negative anchoring. What they do is when things go well, they go yes, or they do whatever they do to connect what we call a kinesthetic anchor, a feelings anchor, which is connected to an emotional state. And remember, when we talked about emotional states, you can actually go from feeling fantastic to feeling really bad instantly. And the example we gave last time was the woman with the new dress. Remember the new dress? So she gets in this dress and she goes to work. And people go, you look beautiful today. She goes, oh, do I? Thank you. And you go on, and the next person says, that colour looks vibrant on you. And you must be feeling great. You look really alive today. And she's going like this. And then the other guy leans out over the desk and says, bit of a fat ass in that dress, aren't you? And she goes from wonderful to boom. Who actually controlled that emotion? She did. She actually accepted something from an external source, instantly anchored to that, and as a consequence, she changed the neurochemicals in her brain to say, I'm going to go from this high to a low. So if you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You can either say, this is going to be a brilliant day, which is setting up the neurochemicals to say things are going well, or you can say, not another day, or not another day at work, and you've already set yourself up with negative neurochemicals. And how it works, whatever you have, it actually keeps you kind of in a loop. Because you know when you're feeling really good, and then things are going really good for you, so you're feeling even better, and you're releasing chemicals like dopamine and a whole pile of very positive endorphins, and you're feeling fantastic about life. And you're in this loop. But again, if you get in a negative loop and then say life sucks and things are bad and all those kind of things, you're actually then locking in the negative feelings and therefore locking yourself in a neurochemical state which is negative, and therefore it's going to have a negative impact on your body over time. Again, who is in control of this? You are. You are the genie. You're the magic person in your head that's choosing your own state. So what you can do, and this is what we do with sport athletes and all those, we can actually create something in you that allows you to instantly turn on a good state. Oh, that'd be pretty good. What do you reckon? Who remembers and doesn't mind sharing a really good experience in their life that they felt really fantastic? Does anyone want to go with me on this? Because I'm going to actually help you in a big way if you'd like to let me demo how this works. Does anyone remember a really good experience with our feeling fantastic? They remember the event, and it may be something they don't mind sharing. Remember, awesome. If you can come out the front if possible. Remember, when we're calling for demos, this is life-changing stuff, so it's quite a good opportunity for you to volunteer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the technique. And I've actually written it up for you over time. So, what happens when you're in a good event, something really well works for you, you actually can relive it. Remember, if we visualize with emotion, we get in that state, we can actually relive that event.